Welcome back to Conscious Evolution. I'm your host, AJ. I'm here with Case.
So,
I just wanted to do something, have something on camera. Like, we've been talking for like 12 hours about everything. So it's, in case anyone didn't believe me, here we are. We did our first, my first reconnection last night, and we're getting ready to do the second session. So just wanted to have them say hi to all of you and see what happens.
hey, what's up? AJ, I love this guy. I just watched one of his first videos yesterday. Love it. Man, definitely subscribe and watch his stuff. He's on to something. Him and Bones. Yeah, great guys. And I mentioned that when I travel, the people I meet feel like family. And what do you think?
Yeah. Definitely.
There's
Definitely.
we know each other on a different level. We know each other, and yeah, it's just nice to be hooking up with family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really does blow my mind of how connected we really are. Like, just everyone that I've talked to that's interested in the the reconnection or just this topic, you know what I mean? Everyone that seems to like be coming to my channel is like, there's a core group of us that just talk all the time, and we're so dialed in. Like, all our kids get sick at the exact same time, and it's just like so many synchronicities that it's really it still blows my mind. And it's been a couple months and it's always something new. It's always evolving into something.
That's
something else. Yeah, I know. It's like it's crazy,
stop.
and then more and more people keep joining in, and it's it's like as soon as you talk to somebody, within a couple minutes, like that you're on that same wavelength with them, and it's awesome. It's awesome.
And that increases too.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You sometimes in life you're like, wow, I think I can feel people's energy. I think I can feel like what they're thinking or how they feel. But now it's like, nobody can kid you that you feel what is going on. Like we were just talking about how I had just had a situation where I just walked into this room and everybody was like, hey, how you doing? They're like, oh man, we're doing great. And it's like, bullshit. Like, I don't know what the hell just happened in this room before I walked in, but it's not all great. Like so you can just, like, that feeling, that ability to tap into other people's, how connected we are, it just increases. And I guess the best way to say is, your bullshit meter becomes so strong that you just, you know.
That's a good way to put it.
You know.
That's kind of what I was going to say, that if I'm around someone that's in like a negative energy field, I mean that, like, I physically feel uncomfortable around them.
Yeah,
because it's just how it feels. I pick up on that so strong, and I don't have to be this close. I mean, we can be across the room from one another, and I feel it. It's intense.
And I think old souls, that's very, very common, is that old souls, you can feel someone's energy, and in the past, we would, to be able to relate to them, we would match their energy. Mm-hmm. But we can't do that anymore. Like, you can still feel their energy, but you have to be you. You have to keep your frequency high instead of matching their frequency, because that's the problem, is we allow these people to affect our frequency. If you really want to help those people, you do not match their frequency. You stay where you're at. You're actually doing them a disservice by matching their frequency. And it gets easier and easier to be able to rise above the negativity that you're surrounded by. But there is a point, no matter who you are, where you have to break free. You cannot continue to be put in a situation of, like, let's just say like a low frequency environment, because that will, no matter who you are, that will start affecting you. But I think with this reconnection, and I think with this awakening, that people on the inside, they go, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. Like, I have, for me, I have to move on. And it just becomes easier to move on.
Yeah, it does. It's kind of like whoever's not matching your vibration will, in one way, shape, or form, just kind of fade away.
Yeah.
If they can't elevate their vibration,
yeah.
Because that's the vibrations. They just want to come to a level, playing field. You know what I mean? So it's a lot easier for someone in the negative to bring you down than it is for them to raise theirs. So that's what they're going to try to do, because that feels uncomfortable.
Yeah.
When you have such a big polar opposite.
Totally.
And I've said that so many times. I think you've said it too before. That, it's I've actually noticed a few times where people like that are just really negative, and I come up to them like smiling and they're like, "Hey, how's it going?" They'll like walk around and away from me, not even engaged. Like,
Totally.
That's interesting.
I've had a couple relationships that were not, and they were long relationships with good friends and really good friends. And after I got reconnected, I just could no longer play that role anymore. I couldn't be that person that they told me their bullshit to anymore. Mm-hmm. And so I had to sever those relationships. And then a couple years later, we're back to being friends, but they're a different person. I don't know if I'm creating a different version of them, or if I'm creating a different version of them. And so the baggage that old relationship had is not there. And so now it's like this refreshed new relationship that's much healthier for everybody.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't take it anymore. So I just had to, and it was easy. Actually, it was easier than I thought, because it's almost like the relationship was so close. It was like a family member. And, family can be obviously the biggest pain in our asses, but they are also our best teachers. And sometimes, when I mentioned, if you have how most parents have screwed up, most of us. Parents, damn. I can make a series of videos on that and why we chose those parents to go through that. But it can be the tough. When I say, if you're in a situation with your parents and it's just so depressing and so low frequency, you got to get away. You got to get away. And people say, "Oh no, but we're in these relationships to learn." Well, maybe what you're in the relationship to learn is you got to get away, and you'd be surprised when you get away, and then when the time's right, that relationship rekindles. It's different
in a healthy
way, and
it's
healthier. Mm-hmm. It's healthier for them. And I will say one more time that the biggest disservice you can do for that person that you love, that is this drain on you, is to not be yourself. And sometimes being yourself means you have to get away. So
that's crazy that you said that, because that's very, very much relates to my situation right now with family members. Mm-hmm. and I just got to get away from them. And it's like I got away and then I went back, you know what I mean? And then it's like I'm trying to find a happy ground, hoping things will change, and it just...
And when kids are involved, it's an extra layer.
Yeah, it's just making it that much more difficult. Yeah. But things are ramping up. I'm holding a lot more light, and they're going that other direction, and it's just but we're just clashing. And then there's a little bit of time where it's okay, but even when it's okay, it's just we're tolerating each other. You know what I mean? It's not healthy. it's not like no one is growing. It's like I'm being affected, and I feel like I'm being constricted there. Like my energy is just being sucked out of me.
Yeah.
And it's, I left, and I probably didn't give it enough time. You know what I mean? Because I know in time that just like with yours, it'll kind of come
one
around.
metaphor you could use is, it's kind of like this. Maybe this isn't appropriate, but it's kind of like tipping over a vending machine. Like you can't just go over and like tip over a vending machine. You have to like get it rocking. You got to get the momentum. So you're in it and you're out it, and you're in it and you're out it, and then finally you can push it over. So you say you went back too fast. Well, that's that's the rocking back and forth, and eventually you'll just
find a way.
And I would really like to I need to make some videos on parenting. I don't like when anybody gives me any advice on parenting at all. So that's a very touchy subject. But yeah, I don't know. I just leave it at that. It's a very touchy subject. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, we all have those.
Yeah.
Mine's organized religion. That's
I have, and that's so funny because I have this thing about organized religion. But in this life, I was never forced to go to church. There was in this life, there was none of that.
Okay.
Nobody ever told me I was going to hell until I started making YouTube videos.
Naturally.
But I was never. But when the subject came up, and for some reason, like when I was in college and I was an artist, I made all these series of artwork on these Native American kids that were taken from their families, and their heads were shaved, and they were they had their brooms, and their heads were shaved, and they were taken away from their parents, and they were being taught to not be heathens. And dude, something in me was so strong that I made a whole series, almost like 6 months worth of artwork on that, which I found interesting because I don't know, there's something there. Like I'm feeling a different life. Like I believe that in one of my lives that's playing out right now, because there is no time, that I was a Native American Indian, and the church came in and took my kids away from me because it's so real. But that didn't happen in this life.
No.
But there is something I have against being judged by organized religion that is so deep that I feel like I've been ridiculed by organized religion for thousands of lifetimes. And so, maybe that's something I'm here to heal in this lifetime. Because we're all here to heal something. And right now, the energy on the planet is so off the charts that you can't hide anything. So this is a very important time to go inside and to and just to become conscious of your thoughts.